Hello, everyone, and welcome to A Link to the Past Randomizer No Logic Tournament. And we have Malmo versus JDSilvergun today. And both are experienced glitched speedrunners and rando runners. So this will be a very good race. And I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out. This is game one of their matchup. And they'll be starting at any moment. This is game two. Wow. Okay. Thank you for the correction. Damn. So this is game two. So now JD's matchup is on the line. Malmo has a game advantage. So how do our runners start off? They're both looking at ways they can clip out of bounds. Malmo is going straight to Hobo. And let's see what's there. There's nothing on Floating Island. There's a small key under the bridge. JD will be getting that too. And JD right behind. Malmo is now doing a swim clip. There we go. She's got it. And just like that, she enters Ice Shard Cave. There's a big key to Skull Woods inside. Malmo shows us the bonk. So the bonk helps Link return to the entrance, and Link can splash, and that ends that weird state you get when you swim into a cave. Oh, JD shows it as well. Very nice. So this is Malmo's chance to check the island. And we can check the waterfall, and Malmo's there first. JD does not have to check the island, having done that already. And Malmo is first into Zora's domain, as our runners take the same route. And Malmo sees 10 arrows on the ledge and saves and quits. We have a fire source, so the lamp is in Sanctuary. Malmo stepping out of the Sanctuary. What's next? Looks like Lost Woods and such. What does no logic mean? No logic means there's no logic to the item fill algorithm, and any item can be anywhere. That will end up with lots of items blocking each other. So major glitches are always required, essentially. Major glitches to go out of bounds in the overworld, in the underworld. We can take advantage of advanced major glitches of all kinds to make our navigation easier. There's a Hyrule Castle small key in the Lost Woods. Both runners drop to Blind's hideout at the same time. JD takes the 10 arrows, Malmo skips it. Funny. So what's next for our runners? Malmo is going to do a Death Mountain ascent. No gloves needed. No lamp needed. Oh, the hoarders have bombs. I didn't see that. So Malmo missed out on that. But also JD JD has maximum bombs. I missed how that happened. Did they buy bombs, maybe? Maybe. Oh, JD got an 8 bomb tree pull. Oh, I missed that one. Okay, nice. And now gets a red rupee pull. Oh, I see. That accounts for the rupees. They're on par with rupees now. So now Malmo's doing a DMD, descending to Graveyard Ledge. JD's taking advantage and just farming rupees. Why not? Nice to have 180 rupees here. Now JD is clipping to it's gonna be a teleport, and JD can hop down to either of these entrances. I didn't know this was their DMA they like to do. That's pretty cool. A neat way to DMA right after a tree pull. Okay, so Malmo hula hands based on a bad camera positioning that occurs after a DMD. So that is some nice money. Do we get a Sahas check now? She's dashing east. JD. Ouch. Okay. I didn't see anything good at Sahas. So now Malmo has another play. Maybe it'll be to Kakariko. Maybe it will be to... It won't be to the castle because she does not have any equipment. So Malmo is going to the village, going to Blind's hut. What was here? Okay, it's a bottle. Okay, so our runners found a bottle. This is big. And it's our first glitching item. Bottles are very versatile because they can let us use YBAs, mostly. They can also let us do Stairmaster. So these are some glitches that'll let us clip through the underworld. Okay, so JD is giving us some divergence and going to South Shore. Bugnet is in the dam. Malmo finds money in the well. Well, here's Bombus at the bottle vendor. With vanilla boomerang. Malmo finds the blue boomerang in Chicken Hut. Okay, Malmo's buying something. Is it gonna be? Yes, it is. Alright, now JD will be defeating mini Moldorms with bombs. This is always a struggle. But they could take care of them. No problem. Hammer. Nice reward. Alright, so JD is now setting up a bomb chute. This will let JD skip essentially 2 subtiles upwards, and what is located there is King's Tomb. So they find a shovel. It is nice to get hearts before that juke, because sometimes we need them. And JD can take their hammer and use it to hit switches, which is convenient. Good for Hera. Malmo finds the fire rod at Desert Ledge. Desert oftentimes seen after Kakariko with a teleport. And let's see here. Some money in Hera, some money in Desert. Malmo is so rich. Yes, I agree. Having already acquired over 1,000 rupees. And JD does a very nice citrus clip, which is a left slope method. And it's different from dash buffering. All right, what's Malmo doing? This is a YBA. So this will take us to Thieves Town. And that let's link skip 1 subtile, and north of Desert is Thieves Town. It's a good way to get to the attic, which is so far out of the way, usually, in clearing Thieves Town. So now when she clears Thieves Town later, she doesn't have to go through the whole loop. We see early attic in a lot of runners' routes lately. It's the new meta for 2024. Oh! There's a rat in the way. Since we're in fake Dark World, the grasshoppers are rats. Okay, Malmo takes a death warp, and JD has to be careful getting sandwiched by Moldorms, but escapes no problem. And JD, yes, this is a little shortcut. And we'll be going to Paradox. Malmo will be going to K45. Okay. All right. So Dark Palace small keys are not that interesting. We always go through Palace of Darkness and Cave State usually, so it's not a big deal to have keys or not. It can be helpful to have keys in certain situations, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so Moon Pearl is in Paradox for JD. Nice find. There's good items in the far corners of the light world, so nice to find these. Okay, what's next for Malmo? Now Malmo has some switch hitting items. Boomerang. So Malmo does not boomerang the key. I think we usually cannot boom that key like we can in vanilla. I saw someone boom it the other day and actually pick it up. Surprising to see the vanilla key in that location. Okay, JD is taking a trip. Nice quick water walk to get to the potion shop. So by now you've probably noticed this is a key sanity mode. Key sanity is in particular wild keys, wild big keys, wild small keys help us navigate in no logic. Which tournament winners? Malmo spending some time reading. Hopefully our race doesn't come down to those few seconds. Nice boom and bonk to get that fairy on Malmo's side. All right, JD. So neither of our runners go for early Eastern, which it was really surprising to see from some of our runners early in the tournament. So both runners not going for Eastern is sort of a meta I'm used to. All right, what is Malmo doing? No more magic, so she's gonna be careful. She can't defeat this Moldorm. It's coming for her. Is it gonna bite? Yes, it is. Yeah, we can potentially frame rule it and not take damage, but Malmo could not escape that, so it happened. All right, so JD has a Moon Pearl, so they are already in the Dark World, and Malmo has to be careful getting to Paradox. So this will be good if Malmo can survive this, since it will get her Moon Pearl. JD is doing, look at this jump. It's the Death Mountain Super Drop. And it wraps Link around the screen so many times that he appears at the very bottom of the map after transitioning. So there we go. And Malmo, more potion and a heart. Very good. And the bombs. Didn't notice that we needed all three things. Good shop for Malmo. Oh, JD does another tree pull and finds arrows. So yeah, I didn't see that the bombs. I should have seen that the first time. I thought the tree pull originally was 1 bombs. Yo, the hook shot. Nice find. So taking advantage of that Moon Pearl, going to Hype Cave, gives us a good reward. Hook shot in this seed. Malmo filling up on hearts. What's next? Could it be South Shore? So JD talks to the bomb shop guy and finds out our 5-6 crystals. And thank you, Drunk Future Self, for the raid. We have Malmo versus JDSilvergun. Game 2. JD's progressing through the Dark World. Has already found a shot in the Dark World in Hype Cave. Malmo is going to South Shore and may find the hammer at Mini Moldorm Cave. All right. So next up, digging game for JD. JD getting some magic finally. All right. There's just a key here. Just a key to ice. So we do like key sanity. I haven't really explained why it's good for cave state, but it just is. If keys are not randomized, then they will often take our key counts to 0. But we don't want that, because in cave state we can start at -1 and open whatever doors we want. Elmo doesn't show us the item. It is a shovel, I believe. So its shovel is in King's Tomb. All right, JD's gonna teleport back out of Mire area. Oh, I didn't see the medallion. So that is ether, and no one has ether yet. Okay, Malmo's buying stuff again. So this time it's a bomb upgrade. All right, what's next for JD? JD is going south to north in the Dark World, so we'll need to do 2 upward teleports. And there we go. Well done. So Malmo, what's next? It does look like this is a play for Hyrule Castle. JD's farming bombs only has 2. All right, good screen wrap for Malmo. And are we entering Aga Tower? Yes, we are. So we'll start our escape play with Aga Tower. Pretty normal. Meanwhile, JD is exploring Village of Outcasts. And there we go. We get a funny auto walk thing for JD. Funny to have hammer and hook shot to be able to do this. It takes a little bit of time, but we have the items to do it. So JD is sort of quote unquote stuck, but not really. They just need to use the clip with the hook shot. I believe this is another Yuzuhara find. One of the rare Yuzuhara found glitches deemed a minor glitch. But I believe our definition of minor is divided between rando and vanilla. In that case. It's a rail clip like Harapod, I believe. Alright, JD is going into Thieves Town. A glove is in Thieves. That's nice. So, okay. So, Malmo just earned the big key of this dungeon. It is helpful to have the the big key of Hyrule Castle, because this key is what Cave State looks at. It's one of the keys it looks at when we're in Cave State and we go to open a big chest or a big door. So basically, we call it a Cave State big key or a cave key. Our language on that is not extremely precise, but with that key in hand, we can explore Cave State more thoroughly. We can do things like Thieves Town, which Malmo has already started. Oh, but which dungeon is green pendant? I believe that might be Thieves Town. So we don't really care that much about doing Thieves. Thieves is one of those dungeons that we can unlock. We can unlock it in Cave State or in other dungeon states like the desert. Oh, JD found a flute. I didn't see that. Okay. So they can activate that here. Oh, I didn't see they had the mirror. Okay. Okay. So, yeah. Entering Thieves Town, I think JD's quite happy just doing the first 4 checks. We probably won't see the back of Thieves. Oop. Malmo. What are we doing? Oh, I see what we're doing. We're death warping, but it's pretty awkward to death warp in back of escape. Malmo picked up the heart that dropped. Oh my gosh, this is a death warp disaster. Okay, she's got it. No problem. Back to the start. Where did we start? We started in right side escape. All right, so what's next? Will we be seeing a Thieves Town play? Yeah, this is quite nice for JD. Finding Mirror and Thieves, that lets us go directly to Kakariko, which JD probably would have done anyway, even without the mirror, but now they can create a portal. So they might return back to the Dark World, depending. Oh, I didn't see what the rest of Malmo's play was. It didn't look like she went to Thieves Town, so I'm slightly surprised. But at the same time, there's not that much density in Thieves Town. Here's where there's item density and darkness. So this doesn't look like anything for those who don't know this clip, but it's a screen wrap called Kiki Yeet, and the point is we're going to Kiki skip here. We're not going to talk to Kiki. We just progress through the underworld from Spectacle Rock to Shooter Room. So we can leave this. Well, we're not going to leave. We're probably going to explore Pod and Cave State. Yes, this is a good follow-up. I agree with DFS. So now that we have the big key of Hyrule Castle, why not go to Cave State, especially Pod? So Malmo will be skipping the arena chest for now and get it on the return. It's nice to do that because for an item like this, the mushroom, we could use the closed state of the chest below to copy it if we needed to. That would help us dupe items, but we're not going to dupe the mushroom. Blue mail for Malmo. Oh, JD taking advantage of that shovel, excuse me. So at the grove is a bow is buried. So JD finds a bow. JD has a ton of items now. Big key of Hera for Malmo. That's nice. So yeah. Our runners are showing us quite divergent paths. I'm not sure who will find what of the other runners' items. No Logic is a lot like this. Oh, that's interesting. A bottle is that. Are we using that right away? Oh yeah. Yeah, this is a good opportunity. Why not? If we want a third bottle, we can dupe it. And so Malmo dupes it. Very good. Alright, what if Malmo falls down? Or is she just gonna dash up? That's an interesting way to do it. Yeah, that could work. There we go. So Malmo returns to the room she was just in, and the closed open state has been copied to that room from the room she would YBA'd from. And so it's closed now. So that's called duping items. And she's able to pick up a third bottle that way. How convenient. So JD is now in Desert, and they spot that fire rod. And they'll be using Oh, that is an interesting situation for Malmo. So Malmo usually wants to dupe swords. That's usually what is the most commonly seen situation for duping. Unfortunately, the chest that she normally leaves is the one that, you know, I'm not explaining this right, because I don't know for sure whether she would have opened that chest anyway. But basically, the arena chest, maybe it's the arena chest? It could be used to copy and dupe that sword. And swords are progressive in Rando. So, I'm not sure if there was a possibility to dupe that. Well, regardless, there still might be a possibility. And Malmo checks the map and finds that Eastern and Desert are crystals. Oh yes, thank you. So, it would be not a bad dupe if we can just YBA from the lobby. That would be easy to do. The thing is, I think the main thing is that Malmo didn't have a potion anymore after duping the bottle. But now, with 3 bottles, she's able to hold more potions for more dupes. Or, I'm not sure we'll see any dupes at all, but still, the possibility's there. Okay, so Malmo is taking the big key to Hera back to upstairs, and we'll be clearing that dungeon. And JD is back. Back in the Dark World. Continuing. So, oh, we'll get a stun prize. Okay, we'll take that heart. Single arrow for Malmo. 5 rupees. Hera is not very valuable so far. What is valuable is to defeat the boss, because we might return to this room for duping crystals. So it's a hammer versus Moldorm fight. Malmo takes down Moldorm. Uh-oh. Wow, that was some rough luck for JD. A Moldorm got in the way. JD uses an item dash. And that places them on the last pixel before the ledge. Okay, Malmo walks to the pixel. Nice walk. Very well done, Kiki Skip. So it looks like Malmo, I would dupe the sword if I were her. I think that might be what she's going to. Okay, so JD took a death. That's probably not what they wanted. Although maybe they can get a heart recovery out of it, which is good. That does place JD in fake Dark World, because that's what happens when we die in a Dark World dungeon and Aghanim's not defeated. But I don't think that matters. We'll see. Yeah, not to mention JD has mirror. But at the same time, it might be the end of the play. We'll see. Alright, so I missed the YBA. Or what? I'm not sure what Malmo just did. Okay. So Malmo is using statue drag to get to Helmasaur King. So we'll see Helma in a minute. After some funny camera shenanigans. And here we go. The funny thing about entering this room where Helma is that there are spikes at the north end of the room, and we transition down directly into the spikes. We actually have to use spike clipping to get out. It usually costs a heart of damage. But there are ways to avoid it. Avoid the damage. Like if you have cape. I think that works. Or you don't have to take the damage from the heart. You could take the damage from the bomb. So Tam has an idea about defeating Mothula with a potion. I'm not sure what that would be. Is it a super tile YBA, perhaps? Okay. Alright, that's good to know. That's a simple one that has not been on my list of top 50 YBAs in my mind. But that should definitely be there. What did Malmo do? I guess she did the YBA. I'm not really sure what... Is she actually stuck? Oh, that's a unfortunate place to transition. Yeah, glitch jail for Malmo. I didn't see the YBA happen, but presumably that copied the chest state from the lobby to the chest that she wanted to. The chest that she wanted to close. So she'll return to that chest. And here we go again, Kiki skip. Another nice, wait, why didn't she dash? Okay. Another nice Kiki skip, there we go. Bomb clips are pretty fun. I still think of them as fun because they replaced manual clipping. And manual clipping used to be the way to get through the underworld. Alright, so here we go. We can see the chest is now closed. Malmo can return to it. So JD made it through Hera, excuse me. And JD used the hook shot, which Malmo does not have. Malmo does show us the sword has been upgraded to Master Sword. The more info. For Malmo, she finds out that ice is a pendant. And I think I saw that Skull Wiz is a crystal. I didn't realize JD had that info as well. But this won't be a problem for Malmo. With Blue Mail, Master Sword, and Fire Rod. Oh, Skull was bomb shop info, got it. Swamp or Turtle Rock is the last pendant. Alright. Because we know now about ice and thieves. So it's down to Swamp or TR. And pick your poison. With TR, it's tricky because you have to have an Ice Rod and Fire Rod. And Swamp is annoying because you want flippers and hook shot, or maybe you want to make it easier with Cane or hook pushing, or for Death Hole to Argus. Okay. Meanwhile, JD. I missed the swim clip, but I think JD used a Tam Swam to get to... Wait. No. JD started from Escape. So JD juked from Escape. Okay, so here we go. Now we're on this part of the Dark World. So we were in fake Dark World before. Oh, what happened? How did JD get in a position... Oh, wait, no, this is good. JD's fine. No, don't go over there. Don't do that. What are we doing? Okay, JD got nervous, I think, and didn't want to, like, lose progress, maybe? Okay. I think JD just needs to watch the edge and not touch the edge. So, JD was in no danger, but didn't want to push it. As far as I could tell. Wow, JD's whole map is full, and JD has the knowledge now. All the pendants just sitting on that Dark World map. And we find out that TR is a pendant. Oh, that's right. We need to start thinking about go mode. So we know that Malmo does not need to find Ice Rod, and essentially has all that she needs to defeat all the defeat all the bosses and go to Ganon. But JD still needs swords, has not gone to pod. It was interesting to see JD with such an item advantage. But yeah, things are quite different. JD has the knowledge advantage, has the item advantage, but has missed swords, which are critical for getting through the game, defeating Ganon. It's still anybody's game. We don't know who's really ahead yet, but we know that Malmo might not have to look for much more, and she knows this too. So there's a bottle for Malmo. She didn't really need to dupe because now she has 4 bottles. But regardless, it still may be helpful to have this many. And still, she has over 1,000 rupees. Okay, so we get a play for Zora from JD, based on this overworld play. Okay, so here we go. Malmo, will Malmo go into Thieves Town? This is interesting. I think so, because she's in the VOO overworld. So this could be quite interesting if she continues this Dark World sweep. She knows that Thieves is a pendant. I don't think she has the Thieves' big key, so probably won't get through it anyway. Oh, that's where mitts are. That's right. Okay, this is good for JD. They are going to pod now. I have a feeling our runners will have similar items. And start clearing some of the same dungeons. But we'll see. Wait. Why is she... Where was Mirror? Oh, Mirror. Okay, yeah. It's over here. So she couldn't mirror out. She had to run all the way back. There's Mirror. Yeah, I would be in the same situation if I were her. Oh, that's where the flute is. Okay, I missed that as well, but I know that JD found that around here. Or somewhere. So there it is. Now Malmo can activate it. Okay, so... I appreciate that select buffer for JD. If we stop on the right pixel, we can place the bomb. Because the bomb jump setup is on grid from dashing from the pause. That's something we can do in Cave State because we don't have to worry about the sprites that are missing. Oh, Malmo has... I forgot why JD didn't have mitts for this. But... Okay. I only remember where one of the gloves was, is my problem. Oh, before Thieves Town. Oh, weird. Okay. I didn't see that. That's unfortunate. So Malmo, I don't think Malmo gets the news about TR yet. Oh, she just got TR map. Okay, well, good then. Now she knows she does not need Ice Rod. And so she knows she probably just wants, you know, better items, not necessarily go mode items, but just better items. So there's sword for JD. So potentially both runners are in go mode at the exact same time. With Malmo knowing she doesn't need to Ice Rod and JD finding the very first sword. But they might, they might clear the seed in different ways. And, yeah, so this is very interesting because I think Malmo will continue Type Cave. It's not guaranteed, but that's where she's going. And And so JD is now going to deal with Helma. Did Malmo check? Okay. Time for desert. So, it is a little unfortunate that our runners don't have flippers for swamp. They want to do swamp, right? Yeah. And they don't have the medallion ether for mire. So these are some difficult dungeons to get through with glitching items, especially without the cane. So this really definitely explains why our runners might continue to search for items. And so, yeah, we'll probably see more searching. But I still think that both of them could beat the game if they wanted to. All right, so Malmo showed us a spin YBA to get to Landmo. So this skips the big key requirement, the wall moving requirement. And will we grab this crystal? Yes, we will. So Malmo is not joking around with duping and picking up prizes from other places at this point. Okay, so here's a critical moment. Malmo is at Stumpy. Yes, she's mirroring to the dig spot, so we'll be getting Bow here. That's quite nice. Malmo now is just a hook shot away from easy hook pushing. The stuck pushing variant. And JD has left pod. Is that what's happening? So we're not seeing a sword upgrade from them yet. We are buying potions, and JD is returning to 5. So Malmo does go to Hype Cave, does get the hook shot. This is pretty big. JD returning to 5. Maybe we'll see them go back to pod. So what's next for Malmo? Could it be a pyramid play? I don't think we've seen that from her. And by the way, I don't remember if we saw it from JD in the end. No, it's not a pyramid play. So at this point, I feel like I haven't seen pyramid at all. Maybe I'm wrong. But regardless, Malmo is going to clear a dungeon, and that dungeon is Eastern. So how will Malmo get through? Does she have big key? I don't think so. So we'll probably see a stuck hook. Oh, what happened? All right, JD, looks like they drank a potion. So they want this YBA. They still have a red. And there it is. The fade out shows we got the YBA. And they can just mirror out. No need to loop around, going through the whole mountain again. What is this about? They're picking up more resources. Malmo continuing on, looking for good items, potentially. They want beams. Okay, thank you. Yeah, with full hearts. They can... Can they hook push yet? Yeah. They can hook push directly. Good plan. They can hook push directly to Armos Knights. Is that what's happening? Hey, a sword. So this second sword in is Malmo's Tempered. That's in the compass chest of Eastern. Now JD won't even get there because they're going to get to Armos more quickly. Now Malmo also attempting a stuck push at the same time, and does she get it? This is a very tricky push because we need to shoot 2 hooks before the first hook can reach. And so she needs to, you see how she paused there? That showed that the hook was almost hitting already. Almost hitting. So it is hard to hook 2 times in the time that the first hook gets to the pot. So JD shows us what a stuck hook looks like. They are also going to change the direction of the push using a sword beam. And there we go. Straight west. And that's where Armos Knights are. Oh, JD just wanted a diagonal, but accidentally hit a cardinal right. And so the Knights got out of hand. Okay, this is good for Mamos. She's got a different setup. I'm not sure why she's throwing the bomb left. Okay, she did it. She wanted an up left. Now, this changes the direction and the distance as well, which is very useful, but not in this room. We just want that distance. We just want that direction to go north. So that is good. That's a powerful method that she just used because it does set the distance so great. Well done. Yeah, this is quite interesting. Malmo has a bit of a sword advantage. And the time that JD saved with that push, I'm not sure if it's a wash, maybe? I'm not really sure. But they're returning. They're gonna keep going. Why is that? I think it could just be an item search. Well, they're gonna get one more item, and I see the mirror out. So now what's next? Unfortunately for JD, they've picked up all but maybe 2 chests. One of them had a sword. So Malmo needs to think. Thinking time. And we might have hook pushing, but we still have difficult to deal with dungeons with Mire and Swamp to do. So how will Malmo deal with Swamp? Well, she's gonna pull the dam. So we could see some fake flippering. And Malmo knows the select buffer method for getting through Swamp Lobby. JD down to 1 bomb. Looks like we'll see Venus. Oh, Malmo is in Hera with 0 keys. So I'm curious how she'll get into Swamp. If I were Malmo, I wonder if I would try a push. Maybe? I don't think I could do it. No. So, I'm not sure what I would do. Maybe. We'll see. Arrows, yes. Alright, so we'll see what Malmo does. Oh yeah, right is a good idea. I always forget about that. That's a good one. Pushing down, though, I'm not sure how I would do that. Yeah, pushing right is a great idea. Ah, very good. So Malmo gets a stuck hook. And is it enough distance? I didn't see what happened with that release. It looked kind of funny. I saw an arrow inflate, but... I don't know. Alright, what is JD doing? JD will be doing the spin YBA too. Okay, very good. So that push looks like it takes us to the wrong layer, but it's Swamp Palace. And certain screens in this dungeon are fake layered. And fake layers exist in not just here, but other dungeons as well. So we can just push onto the bottom layer. Oh no, of course, we find the big key of Eastern immediately after clearing Eastern. Oh yeah. We get a stair suck. Okay, so here we go. So now Malmo. Wow. Okay, very good. She knew exactly how many arrows to shoot. And holding down out of swamp is important here, otherwise we might splash back and go to glitch jail in the middle of the building, opening a door in the top of it. Okay, so now Malmo is going to set up fake clippers. So it's not just fake flippers, it's fake clippers. And we need to clip through this top wall. That will allow us to splash to the platform on the left. Meanwhile, JD, I missed what they did, but they got into mire. Looks like a trip from desert to mire. Alright, looks like Mama's making progress. This is, this is tough. In fact, I cannot even do this, what she's doing. I use an unbuffered method, but it's definitely more brainless, let's say. Malmo's got it. So Malmo knows exactly the inputs that are needed. And that is thanks to some science that Dot Dot did for us. And he's in this tournament as well. And Malmo makes it past the enemies, which is good. Now we can flash back onto land. Okay, JD will be hook pushing to Vitreous. So we see JD gets a stuck hook. Okay. Maybe we didn't want that hook. Yeah, we didn't want a mislotted hook. Okay. Let's try over here. Alright, that looks good. So now with that stuck hook, JD can release it over here. This will take us past the basement. Oh, I missed what Malmo's doing. Could this be a spin YBA? Yes, it could. Yeah, of course it has to be a spin YBA because she has no flippers. So this is how we're getting to Argus. So Malmo's screen is going to go completely glitched. It's called heavy VRAM corruption. There we go, a quick transition as well. Sometimes that slows down in rando. Meanwhile, we get a successful hook push for JD. Wait, what is Malmo doing? Why are you fighting? Okay, so I would encourage Malmo to not fight Argus like normal because we can just scroll the puffs off screen. But if she's comfortable with it, that is good. Because this can be a dangerous fight if we have low health. So there we go. Meanwhile, JD takes down Vitreous. Okay, so we get a full reset after a save, and that restores the graphics. The only way to restore the graphics. So there we go. So Malmo now has Argus defeated, but it did not get us a crystal because she was in what state? Well, yeah. No, it did. It did get us a crystal. Yes. Malmo was in swamp state and got the swamp boss defeated, so we're good. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, so JD defeated Vitreous in desert state and did not get the prize of Mire, because to get a prize we have to enter the dungeon, or we can change the dungeon ID. So that might be what happens in a little bit. Apparently not now. What is JD doing? Is this a play for Skullwoods? Do we need to do that? Yeah. Oh, okay, so Malmo is in Eastern, and apparently this is her way of getting the Vitreous. And I don't see why not. I think it's fine. She's got the big key. JD getting through Mummy Room. Are we gonna make it? Alright, so Malmo gets the YBA to Mire. And JD can skip the Mummy key. This room is kind of a mess. I don't have the muscle memory for this, but it's not the same as in entering from Mire because the screen starts in the wrong place. And the Wizrobes load differently because of it. Ooh, this fight is pretty scary, but JD's fine. They've got a lot of health to work with. Alright, Malmo going again to Fishbone Room. JD, what are we doing? How are we gonna hammer this thing? I recommend spins because spins usually deal damage even if Moth is against the wall. Okay, JD has to be careful here. Okay, nice dive. Can they heal? Yes, they can. Okay, good. So we got so Moth has a very, very slow cycle, uh, where it gets enraged, and so we saw that on JD's side. It's not really a phase 2, but I do like to call it that. Oh, wait a second. JD has 4 bottles. I missed where all 4 bottles are, I think. Oh, Viddy has one. Oh. So we'll see that turn into what? A green 20 for Malmo? Okay. So JD has bottles prepared in desert. Where's this gonna take us? Well, maybe JD will be using something I've never seen before, which is maybe a route to Argus? Is this a death hole? Wait. JD's screen froze? Not sure what the next step is. That's interesting. I wish I knew how this worked. I'm sorry, I can't explain it. So, anywho, what is Malmo doing? Malmo is, it looks like she's working on the Viddy crystal. The Meyer crystal. Yeah, that's right. So I wonder if JD is going for that. That's great that they learned that. I have not been able to do that, so I don't know the steps at all. So here we go. So Malmo just pushed through the sewers and then returned, and that changes the dungeon ID. So we get some nice stuck pushing from Malmo. All right, so looks like JD will try again. This is very interesting. Shoutouts to Malmo for not dashing through the water. I appreciate that. All right, so we should see a crystal drop. And there we are. Our Mire crystal. Oh. What is going on? Oh. JD scared me. Looks like... How does this work? They get the juke. Okay, good. Why do we have a half a heart? How does this work? Do we need to... Oh yeah, right. It's a death hole, so we have to have low health. I can't believe I'm not comprehending that fact. Yeah, death hole. So we have to die at the same frame that we transition down a warp pit. And the YBAs that we set up change the... First of all, they create holes, but also they are like... They are warp pits. So we can use them for death hole. And I didn't see JD do the spin YBA, but we need that. Meanwhile, Malmo has all the crystals, and she just needs to go to Aga 2. And there we go, a lava dive with hook pushing. That looked like a triple, may or may not have been, but we'll see. Oh, that was so close. I'm surprised that didn't work. All right, so we have an Argus fight for JD. Successful, whatever you call it. It's a caneless death hole. So way to go. But it is Malmo's race to lose as she flies to Ganon. But major props to JD for showing us this glitch. And Malmo drops into the Ganon fight. It's a tempered sword fight. Malmo missing the 1-in-1, but gets a good pattern for phase 2. JD will refill on resources, and I believe they need to work on the Mire Crystal. Swamp as well, really. I didn't really see how Malmo pulled ahead so rapidly. Okay. I want to thank chat for helping explain. That was a good summary. Meanwhile, Malmo takes down Ganon. GG's to Malmo, finishing in first place. And that is time. So there we go. We have GG's in the race room. And JD is continuing on. So what is next for JD? And we're joined by Malmo. Hello, Malmo. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
And so congrats. How do you feel about this seed? How did you feel about not having to find Ice Rod?
That was pretty cool. It was scary because when my go mode was, there's like three. I was in go mode 3 times. The first time was when I found the Turtle Rock map.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second time was when I found the bow. And the third time was when I found the hook shot.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So how is the bow gonna help you without the hook shot?
I didn't have a good fake flipper for Swamp. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know how to do anything with boomerang tinks and fire rods, so I just said, this is my nonsense threshold has not been passed yet.
No, exactly.
So I'm just going to keep looking.
Yeah, I knew that threshold could be met if you had by just continuing through the Dark World with that hook shot in Hyde Cave and the bow at the Grove. So that was convenient. JD had found those items first.
Did I win because of fake clipper? Because I feel kind of bad about that. Because I know JD doesn't do that.
Well, you won before JD could even attempt Swamp.
Okay.
So
that's like they found their solution anyway. It's probably Castle Tower, which is like what I used to do. I just got tired of climbing Castle Tower. You can make this better by hook pushing north a bunch of times, because that's how Castle Tower is. It's just rooms stacked on top of each other like a real tower.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's at least a little bit more fun.
Yeah, so there were a couple of issues on JD's side that slowed them down a little bit, but we were able to see a caneless death hole to get to Argus, so that was pretty neat.
Oh.
But it took 2 attempts, so it did cost a bit of time.
Why? Did JD not have enough? Did JD just not want to do the bottle version from Left Side Desert or Right Side Desert, or is it just something else? I know they can VRAM.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the reasoning.
It could just be that they prefer it. Also, pay attention to this pedestal text.
The water airfoil sleeps again forever. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's flippers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's definitely a fake clipper seed. Yikes. I mean, I guess Kane could be out there somewhere. Nice Clyde.
Yeah, that's right. I am realizing JD just wants to leave this fight because they are going to escape to change the dungeon ID.
Don't we all want to leave this fight?
Yes.
So, did you like my 4 trips into pod?
Yeah,
3
I did.
Of which involved YBAs in that same door.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that you got stuck at the end.
Yeah, I knew it would happen. I thought maybe I could jump back and bounce because that room doesn't have EG. But yeah, I was just in the wall.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Done better with the mirror.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's a way to actually make that stable and collect it on the same trip, but I thought having an early Master Sword before I start dungeon rushing was worth the extra trip into pod.
I think so, yeah. And, I didn't see JD delete the door. Wow.
Oh. They have hook pushing, though.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I guess if you're doing it twice, it might be worth it, just to, like,
Oh, that makes sense.
It might be faster to delete the door once than to hook push twice.
Yeah.
The prize packs were really nice. I always had enemies that were dropping arrows and bombs everywhere I went. It was super good.
Okay.
That was actually magic was the thing I had to worry about the most.
I see. Okay.
That's why I was killing everything in swamp. Because I knew I had to do a bunch more hook pushes afterward. I didn't want to run out.
Right. Right. I saw you farming enemies, but I wasn't keeping track of what dropped what. So that's pretty nice. And yeah, how about duping that bottle? And do you realize where the last bottle was?
Yeah, it was the Monka Swordless that I got from the green 20. I actually didn't know that would decay into a 20. I thought it would just look like another bottle, because bottles aren't really progressive. They have items in them. And I was wondering what would happen if I got a bottle that had contents, and whether I would get to keep those contents, or if it would replace a bottle I already had. But green 20 is a much simpler answer.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if they made it that way just to avoid that problem.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, the bottle dupe was not needed, but I did have to do it then if I wanted to dupe it, because once I opened that sword chest, I wasn't going to be able to dupe the bottle again very easily. But if I had known a sword was in there, I definitely wouldn't have spent my red potion there.
Right.
I was like, I'm just going to do pod in 2 trips. Ended up being like 4, but it's because of Mire, not for any other reason.
Exactly.
Can't believe it was Ether. But hook pushing made that actually a fun ending and not a terrible ending like I thought it was going to be.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I was surprised that you fight Argus in VRAM and you don't go for a phase 1 skip.
I don't remember how hard that phase 1 skip is. I think it's lenient, but I just didn't remember, so I just decided to use the hook shot.
Yeah, it's very easy.
I didn't want to spend a million years like going up and down, up and down, up and down when I could just do the fight.
Yeah, that's still funny to me, because to me that's just because of the desert death hole, which is to me so much newer than VRAM Argus, and from the spin YBA it's very easy to scroll the puffs off screen.
Yeah, I think I knew that, but I didn't want to mess around with it.
Yeah, good call.
I felt like I was ahead.
Of it.
I knew that this is a kind of seed that favors me, and I was playing well, so I just decided to keep. I had a much better Ganon phase 4 in this race than the last one. But my Aga, of course, was pretty bad.
Oh, that is another difference between you and JD. Do you know what sword JD missed? I guess you do, because you got it. That was the Eastern Compass.
Oh, they didn't. So did they dupe a sword too?
Yes.
Oh, I just assumed they didn't bother duping the sword and were just like, oh, this is good enough. And maybe they had done Eastern earlier.
No, in fact, they skipped 2 of the chests in Eastern because they had hook pushing to get the Armos. They still searched some stuff, but missed that one sword.
You can see, though, I was talking in Discord about how I can't really do some of these shorter stuck pushes anymore since Fast ROM, and you saw that happen in Eastern. If you know what is going wrong, let me know. I assume I'm just not going fast enough, but I'm going as fast as I can, so it's not really something I can fix. But if it's something I can fix, like maybe I'm going too fast, I would really like to know.
Yeah, my only comment was that it appears to be so difficult because of that short space and how we needed to mash there. I would just say try to go faster and see what happens. I'm not sure if that will work.
I guess hover the Y button.
I wouldn't do that. I have never really tried doing that before, but it could work. But what you could also try is to buffer every hit, and I saw you trying it. You could also try using start.
I think I heard someone say something about buffering. I actually didn't try that. I don't remember.
Oh, you didn't?
I think I was just menuing because that's what you do next.
Okay.
But
I thought I saw you hit select.
Yeah, definitely. If I did, it was by accident. But at least I knew the backup, which I think maybe you told me like that you could just do it in the main room, and you have to be careful with where you're putting your bombs for the OA because your bombs will read the wrong value if they're on the lower layer.
Right, and you go down instead of up. So yeah, that was a good backup.
I'm actually wondering, did you pay attention to my hook pushing in Mire?
Maybe not.
The first one failed, and I went down instead of up. And I didn't understand why. And I didn't go down as if hook shotting normally, because I stopped halfway. Which wouldn't happen if you're hook shotting normally. It was like I had the wrong direction of hook shot. It was very weird.
Well, it seems like Bayer has an answer for you. I just didn't see it.
Yeah. I'll have to go into chat. I'm actually not there right now.
Okay.
I literally turned around between the mid-slot hook and the normal hook? You're saying that I actually had a stuck hook facing down and didn't notice? Or that... I have to look at that.
So JD also pulls off the stuck push lava dive and is fighting Aghanim. And Malmo, any other thoughts on this seed?
My fake clipper was really good. Like
yeah, that looks great.
It doesn't usually go that well. I didn't have to do any resets. I must have been on the right pixel to start with. Because getting on the start pixel, I don't even bother trying because it's so hard to control yourself when you're swimming. I guess I just got lucky and landed on it.
Your experience is showing. So
cool. I hope it shows when I race you. Because I'm gonna need it.
Oh, is that actually our next matchup?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought you were here to scout us.
I'm here because it's a
because it's a no logic race.
Because it's a no logic race. That's right. It's a race I can commentate.
I would be here too if I wasn't racing.
Yeah, true. All right, so JD now on the Ganon fight, a Master Sword Silverless fight. So is there anything about the progression of the seed where you felt like you had the advantage, other than not needing flippers, finding hookshot to get your third go mode?
It felt good every time I blind did a dungeon, getting a crystal instead of a pendant, and actually not doing any pendants except for the front 4 of thieves and 1 chest in TR, just for fun. It was the book, by the way.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, Thieves was quite good, along with Village of Outcasts.
Mirror was there.
Yeah, Mirror.
The mitts. Did I use them?
I don't know if anyone used them.
I don't think I did. I thought I would. I thought I can go back to Desert to Mire anytime.
Yeah, I guess I'm just thinking of VOO.
Well, I thought the mitts would be useful because I thought I would do Mire later using the mitts, but I didn't have the medallion, so I had no reason to ever go back there after doing Desert.
Yeah, this would be, I think I would be really confused. I get real, I think this is a really good time for the seed, basically.
Yeah, I don't think I could have done that better at my skill level. I could have bonked a few less times in the early game, but that's par for the course. It always takes me a few minutes to remember how to control Link.
Where's that?
Oh, that early game.
Uh-huh.
Was just a survival test.
Mm-hmm.
I had nothing. I was like trying to frame roll Moldorms in Spiral Cave.
Yeah. That's right. That was good. Yeah, JD had, what was it, Hammer before you did?
Yeah, see, I never went to South Shore because anytime I was saving and quitting something, I had 3 bombs and nothing else. It's like, I can't do South Shore with 3 bombs. I need more than that. So I needed to either, like, buy bombs just to do South Shore, or... I'm trying to figure out how you can get Hook early when the gloves were so late. Do you just super jump?
Yeah, JD often does super jump.
I just don't like super jump because it's slow. But that's how you get hook shot early, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, you wouldn't have had sparkles if you didn't have a sword. It's a good fight.
Yeah, well controlled so far.
I'm assuming they have a potion, right?
Probably. We do have 4 bottles. Oh, only 52 rupees, by the way.
Oh, I had so many.
Yeah, you still have 952 remaining.
I bought every item in the shop at Paradox Cave.
Yeah, you did.
I was dying. Whoa. That bat flashing while they're refilling, that was weird.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh, probably because I'm watching the SpeedGaming feed now. I'm behind you instead of at the same level. GG.
Alright, Ganon is down for JD, so GG's. And well done. Well played. And we'll see if JD would like to join us in the commentator's booth. And we are joined by JDSilvergun. GG's on the race, JD.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry that I took forever.
All good. Props for finishing it out. And kudos on the caneless death hole in desert. That was really cool to see. Although it did cost a bit of time.
Yeah, I forgot to correct damage because I the first time I drank the potion, I was like, oh, I have another potion, it doesn't matter, but I didn't damage down, so that was, I mean, that was really obviously it was my fault, but that was the reason why it took 2 tries, was because I just planned it out correctly.
Gotcha.
There's nothing,
I see.
Nothing can hurt you except for bombs. After you do the first YBA, there's nothing around that can hurt you.
Right. I see. That really helps because I don't know the steps. So thank you for explaining that. I didn't know what went wrong.
Yeah, I had too much health and not enough bombs, and even if I did, the bombs would have taken forever, because it was just poor planning, but I was like, this actually seems better than doing the old strat for going to swamp, because I don't know, it's less YBAs, even though it is specific movement.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know, I thought about forfeiting, but it doesn't feel right to me when I start something and not finish it. So even though I'm sorry that it wasn't competitive, but for the sake of my whatever. I just felt like I had to do it.
Oh, that's
sure. I mean, I think the thing with no logic is that, like, in any other, like, randomizer, like, casual boots, like, everything that comes after go mode is kind of boring. But no logic, the interesting part is after go mode. You don't want to miss that just because you didn't finish first.
Yeah, and it is runner's preference. My preference is to not watch the race room, so I wouldn't know when my opponent finishes. So I generally just always finish. So that works. That works for us, for sure.
Did you catch the flippers on PED, by the way?
No, I didn't. But I actually... Well, I didn't have an ice rod, so that would have... Well, I guess that doesn't actually matter. I could, if I really wanted to, I could have duped TR, but that's...
It would not help that much, because you'd have to dupe... Cold Stare and TR dupes are both Argus dead dupes. And, like, that's half of the difficulty of not having flippers.
Yeah.
I think the easiest way to do Argus in the seed is probably just come from Hera.
I did not have a key.
Yeah, I didn't either, but I hook pushed to get out of the room.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I just went through every wall in the game. I was like, okay, I'm just going through every wall in the game. That's how we're doing it.
Yeah.
I thought about that, actually, to get past the key door, but... Like, south stuck pushing is kind of weird. I don't know. I just don't know how it's...
Yeah, you just go right. You go into the trench. It takes you straight to the key pot, which is the fastest way to the key pot. Actually, probably just worth doing anyway, if you're fast enough.
So that's not technically like 2 layers in that room.
No.
I didn't think that it was, but I don't know. I just didn't want to try something I wasn't like sure was going to work in a race.
Yeah, if that was 2 layers, we wouldn't be able to dive her down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you do get that stair suck because it is like diver down where you go into the wrong, like you skip a stair transition.
Right. Yeah.
So did you find? I suppose I could have just opened up SpeedGaming and checked, but I don't have.
I found a sword that you didn't have. It's an Eastern. I got it on the way to Meyer. No, I got it on the way to Eastern. I was doing Eastern.
Yep.
Okay.
Eastern.
Yeah, I thought about doing more checks in Eastern, but I wasn't sure. I feel like I should have won the last race. I had 2 chances in the last race to make really good skips, and I didn't take either of them.
I feel like you were robbed.
This time I had to...
You were robbed in the last race. I should not have won that one. I don't know if you watched it back, but the time that I got Fire Rod was my last chance to actually like be in it.
I did watch the race back, and yeah, if I had not done the castle early, if I had just skipped straight to Pyramid Fairy and Uncle and went to Thieves Town, that would have been enough time for me to probably win. If I had not like checked everything in Skullwoods before doing the boss for info, that was my other chance to like do a good skip in the previous race, and I didn't do either of them. So this time I was like, well, if she has something I don't have, I'm just gonna lose. So I'm just gonna try to do what I know how to do.
I got 5 bottles. I'm assuming you only got 4.
Yeah, I found them all naturally. I don't remember where they were, but I did find them.
Yeah, looking at our inventories, it looks like you had powder, and that was the only difference.
Yeah, the one Malmo turned into a green 20 was at Vitreous.
Okay.
Malmo had 4 pod entries.
So did you do the Clippers then?
Yeah, I did the Clippers.
I actually looked at that earlier today, and yeah, I don't know, it hurts my thumb, like holding the diagonal or like alternating for so long.
I find it also very tiring to do for an extended amount of time, and the only way I can really get past that is to just get faster at it so that I'm not spending as much time on the D-pad. So there's like a hump you have to get past where you're... what I would recommend is if you're practicing, skip the part where you're just holding diagonal and you've already clippered in, because that is also fatiguing. Like, only practice the part that actually is hard, because the other part will just make you tired for no reason.
Yeah, I think I understand how it works, but I just disagree with you that it's the same as mimic clipping, because I can do mimic clip like reliably without much trouble. I mean, just the fact that you can take your hand off the controller during the mimic clip like makes it like way easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I suppose you could do that with pausing here too, but you have the problem of you have to like re-pause carefully so you don't save and quit.
Yeah, exactly.
You could probably do it when you're going to the left instead of the down left.
So yeah, that does make sense. But I assume that you can pause if you have to. You can take a break if you have to, but you have to re-pause. I hope that's a safe assumption.
I think you have to. You just have to re-pause without any like input timing between the pauses, because you can get 0 buffers. You just have to get a 0 buffer.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
So, but I don't know. I have nothing else. So it was really cool to see. Obviously, it's a scary matchup for me. Both of you showed things that I don't do or I do differently. So, JD with the caneless death hole and Malmo with the buffered fake clippers. So, GG's. And any other thoughts on the seed? And going forward
Sorry, I keep interrupting you, but I was just gonna say I really liked my sword dupe into the sword beam Armos hook push, but then I ruined it by messing up the fight afterwards. Like, I don't know what it is. I just keep getting like really nervous with the with these tournament matches. I'm like kind of just like cracking under the pressure.
That is okay. Yeah, that is a really interesting thing, and that happens too with routes that are really cool. It just the seed doesn't go your way, or execution falters and you lose a ton of time or something like that. I'm speaking as where the U is actually me, but but yeah, that does happen, and that was a really cool route that you showed off.
Did you have the mirror when you duped the sword?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that would have helped. Because if you don't, it's a soft lock, and I had to enter pod an extra time just to get the sword, which felt kind of bad, but at least it mattered, and that I did finish on tempered and not on like super butter, so that's good at least.
I see Mr. Byers asking a question, and I have to be honest with you, I don't know how the push works. I know that I just learned it from watching Krithel, and I don't do the super fast, smooth setup that he does that only uses 2 bombs. I like to just take a second and make sure that I'm like on the grid, and then lay 2 more bombs, and then boomerang, sword beam, a buffer forward, 1 frame, hook shot, and then it's done. So that's the way that I know that it works. I mean, that's how you do it. That's not how it works.
Yeah, I had to practice today as well after messing that up earlier. So yeah, I need to study up as well.
Yeah, I really like that one, because you can't always count on having the Samaria, but I was like, if I get the sword beams from the duping that sword, I like getting the flute, like, and the mirror, like, and then going to Kakariko from the Dark World, seemed like it worked out pretty well, but I just, like, wasn't finding anything for a while after that, like, no sword until I went to pod. It kind of felt weird. I don't know if my routing was, I don't think it was inherently bad, but it just kind of was weird. Like, I got a lot of good items, but not having a sword was holding me back.
Yeah, that definitely does. And what happened in the clip to how do I put this? In the clip to Pyramid Fairy, you for some reason you didn't get fake flippers right away, so your camera started to scroll.
Yeah, I was trying to do it like the new way. Yeah, I was trying to do it the new way, but I'm not, like, I had done it before in practice, but like there's a way to screw it up apparently, and I thought that I like knew a more consistent way or what I was doing wrong, but I I don't know. So like I was trying to fix it when I was swimming in the water, but I could tell the camera was messed up. But I was like, if I'm careful, it's probably fine. But then I got some really weird like momentum, and then like she jumped out of the water and like towards the hard lock. So I immediately saved and quit because she was like flying at the broken transition. I was like, oh god.
It did look like you were okay, but it also looked scary at the same time. So I understood the save and quit for sure.
Yeah, so I was just like, well, goodbye forever, Uncle Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah. And any other final thoughts going forward in the tournament?
I'm gonna keep practicing. I'm not out yet, so I'm 2-2 now. So I'm already better than last No Logic tournament.
All right, yeah.
And I'm already tied with my last HMG, so it can only go up from here, right?
There you go. Okay, awesome.
If someone would like to show me, and there's like, no, not now, but sometime correctly how to do the new Pyramid Fairy thing, I would appreciate it. Because like that got me into trouble, not knowing how to do it and then doing it.
That's right, 0 mid. So yeah, we'll show you that.
Thanks.
So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up. So thank you, Tam, for tracking. And thanks everyone for watching. And there will be more No Logic this week, so stay tuned. And thanks for watching.